think what makes Roeper the school that it is the way in which the children, the families, and the teachers build a relationship. And when you have that relationship with those children and with the families, there's a bond of trust. And I believe that our gifted population, our gifted parents, our gifted children, when there is that bond of trust, you can really ask the kids to give you their very best.
I think about the interior life of the child a lot and how that relates to Roeper. I think about how Anna Marie said that the gifted child has a more dramatic inner plot, and how, as an art teacher, I have really singular opportunities to discover what's going on in that internal landscape, so to speak, so that through art, the child can express all the complexities that they have, their creative complexities and cognitive and their emotional lives. I get to see that through their art. Their art represents who they are as a whole person.
The science program at Roeper is beyond what you might consider the realm of science. We certainly cover content, and children learn process skills in science. But really, it's much broader than that because it's a way of seeing the world. We help children develop a way of looking at the world through the process of science. So learning how to ask questions, learning how to solve real-life problems, working collaboratively, exchanging ideas, being challenged in the way they think about things can easily be translated to any subject area they might be studying in school or their life experiences. I think about George and Anna Marie Roeper, who talked about our students being citizens of the world. I think in science, it's a wonderful preparation for that because it truly is a way of learning more about the world and opening ourselves to it.
In Spanish class, we try to keep it so that they're learning actual, important, frequently used Spanish words, hidden in a fun story. So I'll have the words that I want them to learn, like va, those two, but we'll put in details that are fun for the kids. So they're learning really important Spanish, but in a really fun way. What I think is great that we're allowed to do in our programs is really tailor the curriculum and the teaching experience to the kids. So I know my kids and I'm able to make the stories about what they're interested in learning about. I'm able to throw grammar at them that wouldn't traditionally be taught at a beginning elementary level, but I know that they're ready for. So we're really allowed to take a unique approach to tailor our material and our curriculum to the kids that we have.
In my classes, I truly hope that students really develop a personal relationship with music, that they develop a respectful understanding of what music, performance, and creation is all about, that they would perform skills within that understanding level so that they could have some sense of what it is to be a performer themselves, and also so that they would become lifelong learners and appreciators of the field of music, understanding in depth all that goes into the production of music. Music is so special because it develops so many skills that carry over to every facet of life. We integrate foreign language, history, mathematics, science. It's all part of music.
These kids live in a digital world, and we make a lot of assumptions about them knowing things that they don't really know because they don't think about it, they just use it. Especially with the explosion of social media, if we aren't teaching children from a very young age that there are consequences to everything that they put out online, that they get to choose what their digital brand is, we need to start teaching that as soon as possible. And in our case, we teach that starting in stage 3, and it's much more focused on in stage 4.
The other piece that I really love about this is coding, and that's programming. And we start that with our very youngest kids. Our 5-year-olds are playing with little robots and they're learning how to do Hour of Code. What that does is not, the point is not so much to have everybody grow up to be a coder. The point is to get kids to begin to see that they are empowered with technology, that they can crack open the hood and see how something works, and that they can make it do what they want it to do instead of being passive. That's the exciting part, is that they're no longer passive receivers of technology. They are interacting with it in a very fundamental way. It also trains children to be problem solvers, to take a situation and say, what do I know? What do I need to know? How can I fix this? And then work toward that solution. And that's the biggest skill you can give kids.
So in my physical education program, starting in stage 1, I really want the kids to understand the importance of exercise, but also all of the possibilities of movement. As we go through the stages, we build upon that foundation. And the most important thing for the children at Roeper to experience is success. And that means a different thing for each student. There's a range of abilities, and so when I challenge them at different levels, but I want them to learn to love to be active, whether they become a runner or they participate in team sports. I want them to have the skills that can help them lead a healthy lifestyle.
Through the library, we do a lot of thinking. We do a lot of creative thinking and critical thinking and evaluating, and kids build the skills that they're going to carry with them from the time that they join us through upper school, through college and life. It's about being able to see the world through different lenses. It's about learning to read critically, to think critically, and to use the resources available to you in an ethical way to be able to bring things together and make something new, make the world a better place. And we do that through so many different ways. So that can be accomplished through read-alouds and discussions. It can be accomplished through kids doing independent research projects, getting to know kids and matching the right kid with the right book.
There is always a conceptual structure to my classes, and within that structure there is choice, which I think is again very important. So there are many techniques and skills which are taught, because every child needs a toolbox.
I love these kids. I really feel sometimes like I have the best job in the world, because I get to do something that the kids already love to do, and I get to do it with them. And we explore things together. And I can adjust what I teach to what they need, and I can bring a lot of myself into it as well, and the kids love that.
I know that through our Stage 4 choir program, kids become much more confident about standing up in front of a group and presenting themselves in a professional manner, and they're excited by it, so it's wonderful.
We celebrate divergent thinking rather than convergent thinking, so we encourage them to make all these connections with life and with different disciplines, and to bring their passions into art.
It gives a teacher an opportunity to meet children where they are and challenge them and coax them and have a real relationship. Some of the kids that I have, I teach for 6 years. And by the time I have them in stage 4, I know what they like, I know how they learn, I know if I can use humor to help them, I know if they need direction, and I know how to help them discover their best selves.
It's really just about helping kids become thinkers and learners and creators.